Etsy have shut down shops without warning, allegedly. Should we be concerned? And is this the ODR gone mad? I just heard the other day the sad case of Krista from Bedbuggsboutique. I'll let her tell you herself.
Okay, to describe what's happened, on Thursday, Etsy decided to close our bedbugs site permanently.
Bedbuggsboutique was a large established shop. It had been around for about a decade, had tens of thousands of sales, and thousands of 5-star reviews. And it was the only source of income for Krista, Jacob, and their 6 children. Obviously, this is heartbreaking, confusing, and very scary for the entire family. You can see how upset Krista is.
That's a good way to describe it. It is emotionally broken.
And I hope things get sorted soon. Thankfully for them, their story is getting some attention, so they're able to drive some traffic to their new website and to their social media. I am sure there are other shops that are shut down that just don't get that kind of attention. So hopefully this will at least be some comfort to this family. I'll link to their social media and their website in the comments down below if you're wanting to go and have a look. Help them out with a little bit of traffic. Now, all over the Etsy sphere, people are freaking out. Was this the ODR? What is the ODR? I talked about this in depth a while ago in a live stream, but I'll just cover it briefly here. The ODR is the order dissatisfaction rate. Etsy defines this as the percent of your shop orders with a 1 or 2 star review or a case opened against them. And Etsy expects all shops to have their ODR 1% or less. So yes, this is only 1 low star review or open case per 100 orders. Although this is in a 3-month time period and not in the entire life of your shop. And of course this has people freaking out. This is a high standard. So is it as simple as 1 case and that's your shop shut down? No. Firstly, Etsy tells us we will only even get a warning if the ODR is 1% or higher and has 3 or more orders with a case or low review since its first sale and has 2 or more orders in 60 days with a case or low review. And if a shop meets all of these criteria, then Etsy will send it a warning note and will review the shop again in 90 days. So you have 90 days to turn it around. And if a shop gets 2 reviews, then it will be placed under review for permanent suspension. So it's not automatic. It's not get 1 thing wrong and be booted off. It's make a few mistakes, get reviewed for a while, make a few mistakes again, get reviewed for a while. Do it 2 times and don't improve, and then you're reviewed to be suspended. But Etsy reserve the right to contact a shop if suddenly there's a massive amount of bad reviews in a short period of time. So the ODR itself should never cause a shop to be completely shut down out of the blue. Although I have heard of people not noticing their emails from Etsy, so check that your emails are not going to your spam folder or something, because yeah, you could have had a warning and not known about it. So is the ODR why this shop was shut down? In their own words, they don't know. They feel Etsy is being vague.
The reasons are vague, and they're not communicating with us.
But if what they are saying, and remember there's always 2 sides to every story and we'll never hear the full story, but they are saying they only had 1 case opened against them. So if that is the case, then this shop should not have been shut down for ODR. Another reason I often see shops being closed down is for copyright, trademark infringement, Baby Yoda. Although in this case the shop say this is not the case with them, and from what I've seen off their website, I don't see items that are obviously copyright infringing. Another third reason I hear of people having shops closed down, and again, these are just stories from people telling me, I don't have first-hand knowledge of this, but is if people are sharing an internet, say you're in a shared house, you're in a student flat, and a few of you have opened an Etsy shop, if one of the shops gets closed down for something like copyright infringement, then Etsy want to close down every other shop by that person, so they shut down everyone they think is connected. And in this case, people have told me they've got their shops reinstated when they've been able to prove to Etsy that they are not this other person and they are not doing copyright infringing items. Krista is saying currently Etsy is not being clear with them of the reason and is not taking their calls. I have heard of this several times, basically a standard response and stop calling us please. A method that tends to work a little better is to get on social media. Etsy's official Facebook page, Twitter, anything like that where you can contact them and other people can see it. It tends to get to the right person a bit faster. And also, of course, email Etsy. And I have been told several times of people getting their shops reinstated. But yes, Etsy can close shops down. It's a business like any other and they can refuse customers just like we can refuse customers. Although it's not good business practice for them to be closing shops down, and I'm sure they don't go out of their way to do it. But it's the same with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You don't have the right to have an account. You can get shut down. Now, just yesterday, Etsy have released an article, 3 myths about policy enforcement debunked. I'll pop a link to it, but for now, here's a quick recap. Myth 1, shutting down a shop is automated. They combine automation with human reviews. Myth 2, Etsy doesn't give second chances. As I've already said, I've heard of people getting their shops reinstated. They try and reach out to sellers and even have an appeals process. And yes, absolutely, in the past I accidentally made some copyright infringing items. Jack Skellington, I love him, I didn't know I couldn't sell him. And rather than shutting my shop down, they removed those listings and told me what I was doing wrong. So they did give me a second chance, thank goodness. Myth 3, Etsy doesn't offer any leniency to shops in hardship. They understand that life happens and try and have a one-to-one with the seller. And they are trying to improve their systems all the time. And to be perfectly honest, when these things are trying to be put into place, it will happen that mistakes will happen. Thankfully, it's for the very few, but it will happen. It's more than possible that some shops have slipped through the cracks. There is way over 2 million active sellers on Etsy, so Etsy can't check them all manually, so there has to be an automated system at some point. And these kind of systems mess up sometimes. They've got to learn. They've got to be trained. And how they're trained is with messing up sometimes. It happens. I do really hope Krista and her family get her shop reinstated if this was the reason for their shop being shut down. As I say, none of us know the full story. But it has to be a lesson to us all. Don't freak out and speculate. I've been seeing a trend that every single time someone says their shop's shut down, all around the internet people are saying, oh, here's another ODR shop being shut down. Even people are coming on and saying their shop has been shut down. It's because of the ODR, and when you question them, their shop was full of copyright infringing items, or it was because of someone else in their household. So people are knee-jerking, and this is just like the magic word. They're saying ODR has got my shop shut down, when it's not even often the case. In the great big scheme of things, only a handful of shops are shut down. And yes, this is terrible, scary and crushing for the individuals, but the odds are low of getting closed. Now yes, we should keep an eye on this thing. If things were totally going crazy, then yes, we'll have to stand up about this. But 1 or 2 shops, even if there were massive shops being shut down by accident or by mistake or because they've made a mistake, that shouldn't be enough for us to start panicking and hating on Etsy. But we should absolutely diversify. Take this lesson. Etsy should not be our only sole source of income. Everybody watching this, if all your eggs are in the Etsy basket, immediately sit and think how you can diversify your income. Right now, think of other ways you can make money, possibly in the future. Build up to it in the future. And connect with your customers. And that's not just for Etsy sellers. If the majority of your income is based on one platform or one thing, you are vulnerable. Look at how you can diversify that. Do not have all your eggs in one basket. Hope that helped. See you next time. The ODR is the order disfatiscation. Dissatisfaction